Make some noise, Malmö. We're about to get ready with the first quarterfinals here. It's Tyloo and Na'Vi playing each other in a best-of-3 game. DreamHack Masters. It's been one hell of a tournament already. So many upsets, and I mean, the question on everyone's mind, Semler, could we have another one early on in the day here?
It's all about whether they're going to be fancy enough to pull it off.
Ooh.
And Mo, you know, is he going to be able to step up as well? I don't know. I'm out of jokes, man. But seriously, like Tyloo, who expected them to make it through the group stage? It's an incredible story. The only problem is they're running into Na'Vi, and it's not just like, you know, Na'Vi with Starix. It's Na'Vi with the beast himself. I mean, Guardian is here now.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf had the best tweet of all time, didn't he, with that gift from Dexter?
That's how they should have done it. That's how they should have done it. They shouldn't have said a word. They should have said, oh yeah, we're still playing with Starix, guys, we're still playing with Starix. And then who walks out on the stage on the final day? Guardian.
Yeah.
Like, how sick would that have been?
It would have been beautiful. I mean, I didn't notice that he had this sort of this black band-aid thing on his hand. So he was tweeting that, oh, it's just like a muscle thing, you'd be all right. It does look like he's got some sort of aid. It looks like we're already getting into the game here. It's going to be Inferno as the first map. And we do have Na'Vi starting on the on the terrorist side, and Tyloo going to be starting on the CT side. So maybe a little bit of an edge for them. Already very aggressive in checking out apartments here. I think he may have even spotted a couple of people in the second mid, so that's some easy and almost free information to get if you're playing on that CT side.
And it's a good thing he's so swift moving through there as well. I believe that was Mo making the play. But the fact that he's hanging out, managing to get through apartments, try and check second mid, just get that info, then back off, try to play it safe, because the rest of his teammates, they're waiting over on that B site. He's begun to rotate over as well. So soon you'll have 4 players waiting on B here to greet Na'Vi, who are currently just getting ready to go for the push. They've got to smoke 2 flashes, and the rest are rocking Kevlar. So this is going to be one just Hail Mary kind of push straight in there onto the site from Na'Vi, but Tyloo, they're so ready for it, Anders.
Yeah, we've been discussing this a couple of times, haven't we, about the Chinese coach potentially staying up all night early in the AM, just waiting and seeing Na'Vi demos, and they actually sacrificed Fancy. Now the question is, Na'Vi, are they going to bite? It seems like they just might. They think that was the only man maybe here, and now they're going to try and push in, but there's another 3 waiting for them. They're running into a trap right now. It's going to be Mo opening up, taking down Zeus. Still more players waiting. The C set in the back line doing a lot of damage. Guardian very nearly dead. That's the bomb down as well. 40 seconds. Mo picking up another kill. It's DD coming up with Guardian, and Edward, the last man alive. 1 versus 4. What a plan from Tyloo. They sacrifice 1, and Na'Vi, they take the whole hook. It's going to be a very, very tough round. Edward doing his best, but somebody is going to be winning the round here, and a great start for the Chinese.
And you can tell that Na'Vi, they probably giggled to themselves a little bit when that first guy died. They're like, hey, all right, they're nervous. We're going to be able to take this, boys. Let's go. Let's get this site. And then lo and behold, it's a trap the entire time. That's going to set Na'Vi back. That's going to get them doubting themselves a little bit here. It's like, okay, actually, hold on. We can't take things for granted. We actually have to take this team seriously right off the bat in this first round. So going into the second round now, Tyloo, they've got the money. And they actually go for 3 SMGs in this one. So just getting a little greedy here with the 2 rifles to back them, because Na'Vi have gone for the force buy on their side. So Tech-9s, Deagles, Kevlar, the whole kit and caboodle, and we're going to see when Na'Vi are going to make their play, because right now it's just Guardian kind of sniping around in mid, hoping to get lucky through that smoke.
Yeah, and Tyloo should know that this is coming as well, because the bomb wasn't planted, so it's a very, very easy read for them to do. On the other hand, smoke goes up, and no one is going to challenge it seems. But you gotta realize, from Na'Vi's point of view, that one guy running out banana, for them, they just read that as an information play. They think, oh, someone wanted to see if we were gonna go B or not, and we just killed him, so easy enough round from here on out. A nice trap being set up.
Oh, another trap being set up here. Shots being taken by second mid. They have no idea that Guardian is holding up close to mid, so in case somebody tried to peek out from Arch, Guardian was gonna be ready to spring the trap again. Na'Vi trying to make their own mind game plays here. But for now, it's Tyloo stuck in a default setup, and there's only 2 players on this B site. And once again, Na'Vi, they're about to come in through here, through the choke point. And Fancy, he's got that MP9. He needs to stay up close with it. That's going to be his, his angle. It seems like he wants to play it safe from new boxes, but with these SMGs, it's going to be a bit tough to snipe Na'Vi down. They're going to have to wait until they get close quarters, and then the Tech-9s can get into their faces. So this is a little dangerous here for Tyloo. The rotation has begun through CT. 25 seconds left on the clock for Na'Vi to make the push. And Fancy, he's giving away his position. He's going for the peak, trying to draw things out, and they will manage to get up the crossfire. 2 players down for Na'Vi, and the push comes in from somebody, and they're just getting wrecked, Na'Vi. It's all on Seized, and the best case scenario for him now is to get this bomb plant down. Attacker, don't think he'll be able to make it in time. So Na'Vi, at least they'll get the money out of this.
It's quite a good job from Seized, actually. He's still got the Tech-9 close range. The FAMAS is going to run him down. Still, I mean, considering what they just ran into and the pretty cool rotation that was coming out of Tyloo, they were swift to react there. At least they get the bomb plant on the Na'Vi side, so the investment, somewhat worth it. Getting a kill, getting a bomb plant, not the worst round, really.
It's very good work indeed, actually, coming in here from Tyloo. Thought that with the MP9, he'd want to hold close oranges, try and catch Na'Vi as they ran in, but instead, this is the thing with Tyloo, it's not like perfect nades that are coming out. They're always just so aware of their positioning, getting these crossfires set up. I mean, that is the best play you can go for on that B site, to hold behind new boxes, to put a man in dark. It means that Na'Vi have to run onto the site and then worry about two angles. And then Tyloo, they play it perfectly. They're each peeking one after another. They're just splitting up Na'Vi's attention, and that buys time for the rotation to come in from CT. I mean, it's just a joy to see how well Tyloo are playing right now on this CT side, and throughout this entire tournament so far.
Well, this time it's around without armor for the Na'Vi team, so should be a little bit easier for the Tyloo players to make sure they could get this one home. They have also hold on to two of the SMGs there from us on the rest, so be nice if they could stack up on some more money for those Molotovs later on the CT side. Very important stuff. Gonna be a little bit close here. Somebody caught in an awkward angle. Gets traded quickly. Good job on Zeus.
That's not quite good enough. Famas will get picked up by Zeus. He's still got that bomb as well. Minute left on the clock for Na'Vi as well. They don't need to commit to the A site just yet. And that's somebody getting a little ahead of himself, hanging around instead of backing off and trying to play it safe. So Tyloo, they will pay a little bit here in this round, but it's still a decent setup for Tyloo. They can still have the two players on the B site and two players playing from pit on A site. So it's going to be very difficult for Na'Vi to root the two players on the A defense out of there in case they, well, do decide to stay. Although Mo is changing up. He may be getting into graveyard. They have been using that position quite a bit. That's attacker who likes to play from there. Instead, it's actually, this is sick. Mo, he's going to be peeking into Arch. Perfect time to get the info. Spots out the first man, gets the second as well. And Na'Vi, they're going to commit to this A site. They don't have any time left. Zeus walks up, takes the fight, gets a headshot onto attacker, who falls back, and now it's all on Guardian to get something done here with the P250. Might be able to pick up one kill, but he's just taking so much damage, and only 15 seconds left, so he needs to get out here. He needs to die. He cannot live past the time. He needs to get all the money. And nice, attacker will find him in the end. So it's looking good so far for the CT side. They pick up the first 3 rounds.
And it's kind of important for Mo to go out and get the information, if nothing else, at Archway there, because if they manage to sneak too close to Little Pit, suddenly they get pincered in on that A-bomb side. So yeah, pretty good job. Sort of a, an uneventful round, but you can't expect too much when you don't have armor. Now Guardian already picking up the AWP, and Mo on the other team with his. So 2 ults in the 4th round on Inferno. Not every day we see that.
All right, well, now it's all about Guardian, the beast. And where did Mo come from? He took out Flamey. So aggressive opping from Mo actually pays off. First pick goes for Tyloo now. And again, the aggressive hold, but they are trying to control bottom banana here. Tyloo, again, fancy with that MP9, holding close in case Na'Vi try and rush around. But they are rotating an extra man over there to support him. That's going to be DD there to back him up. And now leaving 3 players on A. So once Tyloo get that strong start, once they figure out at least initially where Na'Vi are on the map, then they fall back into their default and they start counting on their players to come through, because Mo is now going to be the one holding Arch along with somebody.
You've got to expect Guardian is going to be hungry. He was at home watching the group stage when all of this was happening, couldn't play, ended up being Starks instead. Probably wants to get back in the action as soon as he can. Fancy going to be going down to Seized, and we are sort of running the clock down a bit low here. 45 seconds, of course, for Na'Vi. That is quite a lot of time. Somebody going to be close with it from us. He almost gets that kill on Edward, but not quite. A shot for Mo, though. But blind through the smoke, just remembering the position on the minimap, and that's obviously going to be perfect. Attacker going to be going down. Great crouch in, but Mo picks up one more kill as they try and crush, and that's Guardian going down. Now it's a 2-on-2 retake happening here for Tyloo. And if they could shut out Na'Vi right now, that would be such a good start for them, but it won't be easy. Zeus sneaking around and getting that kill. He's playing a very, very good game right now. And left alone, it's going to be DD 1 versus 2.
And he does catch out Zeus, but he's running out of time because Seized is playing from pit. It's going to take him so much time to actually root him out of there. Seized, not the kind of player who's going to make the mistake of over-peeking, of giving him an easy shot. Seized, if anything, will just go for the shoulder jiggle peeks, just trying to draw his attention off of that bomb. And so DD, the bomb is planted default, and he has no idea where Seized is playing from. And Seized, again, you can expect this from this level of player. He's just going to play this situation out perfectly. No chance for Tyloo in the end. Seized dies, but he doesn't care. Na'Vi, they pick up their first round. And all of that off of, I think, Tyloo really trying to make some plays. It seemed like they were really going for those flash plays. The aggressive push down banana, they got punished there. And then the arch play with the smoke right on the edge. I mean, it's all over the place here for Tyloo. They need to take a bit of a deep breath right now and just calm down.
Yeah, but at the same time, the guy pushing Banana did have the SMG, so it's almost like they were also thinking, well, we can't just leave him holding the bomb site with the SMG. Let's try and see if we can't get some information. It's a real shame he didn't get that kill. And Mo did pick up a triple in that round. It really seemed like that could have worked out for them, but I think Na'Vi were allowed to get too close to the bomb site by the time they sort of realized that it was going to be an A push. They need more information, and look at this play coming out of Na'Vi. This is going to be super explosive. They're probably going to get flashed in from the middle. There's the first flash coming through, but Attacker there shutting down two, going for a third. It's going to be a headshot. He even wants a fourth. That might have been a bit greedy, but he does very well, and they should be able to close this round out. They've got the man advantage. The bomb is not down yet. In fact, it's in pit on Edward, and that might not be the best position here. Tyloo, they need to remember that the bomb has not been planted yet, and they have time to regroup here. Seized, finally picking up the bomb and trying to see if he can put that one down. But they got the time here.
And Tyloo just need to pace themselves. You can see they're trying to change up. They're taking advantage of the clock, and they're looking to get that triangle close in here, that crunch onto the site. Edward, he is playing from pit, and this is a clever spot. With that smoke down, they might not think that he's going to be able to hit the shots, but Edward will pick off DD. Now it's down to somebody looking for the headshot. He's not going to find the spray on Seized. Seized shuts him down, and Seized through the box will end the round. And so now Tyloo, they have some questions. They have to figure out how Na'Vi are actually outplaying them, because that was so well done. Attacker, again, playing this position. I wasn't expecting him to be up on balcony once again, because we saw Zeus download him in the last round. 2 rounds, well, 3 rounds in a row now, Attacker's played from balcony. Zeus got caught the first time. Second time, he manages to take out Attacker, because he's like, okay, you're going to catch me once, you're not going to catch me from that spot again. The fact that he plays it a third time, it turns into like this game of chicken, where now Zeus is always going to have to worry about him being up there. But this is going to be that round of eco coming in here for Tyloo. 2 rounds in a row means that their economy just is in shambles at this point, and so Na'Vi, they have a good chance to start getting a little bit of bank on the board, and that's Flamey basically going for the MAC-10. That's what he's telling you. He wants that $600 per kill. That's what he's hunting for with this SMG, as well as Edward. And it's going to happen. There you go. Cha-ching.
It's a pretty good start there. I think that retake we just saw from Tyloo's nice shot coming through. Almost manages to run into Seized and get that kill too. Attacker is inside, and are they going to check it all the way? They are doing a pretty good job so far, and Seized, you're being thorough. I think practicing those retakes, you could tell that there was a lot of missed timing in what Tyloo were doing in that last round retake. That really, really hurts them.
So sick as well there, the little mind game, using the pistol drop just to draw somebody out if they were holding close to Arch. The noise of the pistol dropping, of the weapon swap, was just enough bait to get a reaction. But it is going to be Tyloo now. Moving on in, they don't have the money for Mo to get that AWP, which is a shame, because he's doing a lot of work for Tyloo so far. They do count on his AWP play, and he is one of those confident oppers on this map. We've seen it in the group stage. So for him to be down that op, basically what he needs to do is find Guardian, get a bit of a donation going here.
Yeah, it's scary with this kind of buy if you're on the Tyloo side, especially as Na'Vi have sort of really quickly tied out the scoreline. They need to shut them down, get the money away from them, and just make sure they can get up to a good 6 or 7 rounds early on here and take some of the confidence away. So I think they may have managed to just in the pistol round, but Na'Vi, they're such a hard team to mentally break. I mean, we always heard that there's a lot of sort of internal complaining, but they never seem to just sort of fully fall apart against these, I mean, I guess underdog teams, yeah.
I mean, that's fair. And I do like Na'Vi moving up on Banana. They know that they're going to be light on nades, Tyloo. And Guardian successfully baits out the nade in mid as well. So that's the last smoke grenade that Tyloo have to buy time with. And Na'Vi, they managed to clear out top Banana. They were keeping Tyloo, well, occupied over there, but now they can gather up towards A. The last nade is down. They're able to push through into apartments, and they're looking for a pick onto quad, and that might come to them. There is a man holding around the angle, and somebody, once again, with the flash in the mid, goes for the spray. This time around, however, he backs off. He's not going to get caught by Guardian, who's getting body blocked. They need to make up their minds. Do they go out through Boiler or not? Flamey getting in the way for just a second, but they are holding close, and this is a clever spot. If Mo just needs to keep calm, because this is a very nice off angle if they did push through, but Na'Vi, they're having none of it.
Oh, look at the clock here, 20 seconds. DD can win this round just by killing the bomb planter now. This is going to be really, really tight. If they push through and they actually lose the bomb, and there it is, it goes down, it sees to drop it. Fancy with the early kill. 8 seconds left, they put the Molotov through, but there's just no time for this Guardian putting it down. Oh, they get the kill on DD, and the bomb is going to be planted. Almost the last possible second. Na'Vi, a classic round coming out of them. And now it's going to be another retake situation for Tyloo, which they've had a little bit of trouble with so far. Edward being very patient, and he's not quite going to be rewarded for it. Mo will take him down. Flamey and Guardian left, and Zeus is going to be going down there. There's a shot for Mo coming out, and they block each other again. Guardian is down. It's all on Flamey. He tries for the spray, but they're wrapping around him. He gets another headshot. Flamey! That's the ace. He's going to clutch the round. What a play.
That's right, and there's the clutch, and that's exactly what you expect from from this quality player, basically. Flamey, yeah, that is it. I mean, he's playing the angle so well to turn that into a series of duels. But Tyloo getting a little ahead of themselves as well. I mean, you could clearly tell they were just like, there's no time for them to plant. If we can just kill that bomb planter. And Na'Vi, they were ready to get 2 free kills out of that, basically. Tyloo kind of jumping the gun. And that forces them back to pistols this round. 3 rounds on the board for Tyloo, 4 for Na'Vi. And it's CZ's in hand for Tyloo, hoping that Na'Vi are going to get impatient and rush somewhere on the map. As you guys can see, DD, he's in position, and he will actually manage to get into top banana, so maybe he can lay a little bit of a trap here. But that's Attacker actually picking up the first kill of the round. Edward will come back and take out Fancy. And Fancy was trying to peek into mid to get some info, but it's not going to happen for him. Zeus going to get the first, gets the second spray as well through his teammate, no problem at all. And they will be pushing up onto this B side at this point, Na'Vi. No reason not to.
Somebody's here, but he's actually already been found out, so... I mean, CZ's definitely still very powerful, but unable to get more than the first kill so far. Maybe Attacker could find a rifle if they haven't thrown it away somewhere. There are so many ways to do that on Inferno, and look at Edward just being very sneaky here. So it's going to be 5-3 in favor of Na'Vi. That is 5 rounds in a row on the terrorist side on Inferno. That's a very, very bad sign for Tyloo. They need to change this essentially right now. This has to be a sort of a swift change of pace for them. Otherwise, this is not going to work out.
Well, after 5 rounds, the loss bonus is maxed out for Tyloo, so they will have the AWP for Mo. They will have a healthy nade count, but this is the big round here for Tyloo. They absolutely need to stop Na'Vi short right here. If they let them get past 5 rounds so early on in the half, it's going to be brutal for Tyloo. Na'Vi will just crush them out of this server, and we're going to see a very quick first map. This time around, Guardian does not miss the peek. Takes out somebody, he gets a follow-up on a Fancy as well. The shoulder peeking just not working for him, and Na'Vi now, of course, they're ready to spring on this trap. Attacker's gonna step out, picks up another 2 kills. Luckily, Seized is there to end it. But DD, he steps in and he's not gonna win the duel versus Seized. That was the big difference maker right there. Seized, living with 6 HP, just completely wrecks the retake at that point. And now Mo, what can he possibly hope to do here with an AWP and a 1v3 on A site? So many angles for him to worry about. It's almost as if he should just be backing off in a T-spawn. Edward will get picked to begin with. No kit. He's not going to expect a man holding so close. What a flick! Annihilates. Flamey was holding close, and now it's Seized with only 6 HP, but Seized, he's so clever. He's up in graveyard, and it's just going to be so easy for him in the end. Before I can even finish the sentence, peeks out, gets the kill, and no chance for Mo in that situation to come through for his team. So another clutch situation going Na'Vi's way, and this is just where the frustration is going to start mounting here for Tyloo. They need to start winning these clutches. What a headshot, though, from Mo. Thought Flamey had him for sure in that off angle.
They need to not start the round having Guardian just walk into the middle and pick off 2 people without any kind of a reply. They're just losing too many of these type of entries that they just can't afford to do. This time, Na'Vi trying to take over a bit of banana here, see if they can make that work. They've taken a lot of damage in doing so. Zeus has got the early kill, but he's going to go down, and if you look at Guardian down to half health as well. See if it's going to be working out here for Tyloo. This is already at the point where Na'Vi are starting to feel very comfortable about the first half. I mean, these rounds are close. They're all the time very, very close, but it just seems like Na'Vi just have a little bit more at the end to give. And they do have a Molotov at this corner, so Mo has got to be careful.
They could be thorough. Yeah, there we go. Guardian right on the money. There's the molly. Easy kill. Mo is gone, and it's down to the 2 players here alive on the A site. Fancy and Attacker. Attacker, he's been hitting crazy shots so far. But Na'Vi, they aren't even interested. They've still got that bomb over in top banana right now. 50 seconds left on this clock, and they know that there's only going to be 1 player waiting on this site, and that is going to be somebody who's taken up a little bit of a clever spot waiting in the fountain. But this is, I mean, you're fully committed in this position. There's no falling back, so he has to hit his shots. When Seized comes around this corner, he has to rip his head off, and same for Flamey when Flamey tries to get the refrag. Because somebody, he's going to be stuck, and yeah, that's what can happen for you. Doesn't see Seized, but Seized probably saw his shoulder right around the edge of that fountain. And another round here for Na'Vi as they get the bomb plant on the B site with 20 seconds left. And there's just no hope here for the remaining 2 players for Tyloo. They just need to chill out on the A site and start pondering, the meaning of life.
I would say at this point it might be time for a tactical timeout for Tyloo to try and see if they could, if they can't come back into this game a little bit more. I think they actually just took that. So
you ask and they deliver.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice right now. They've been preparing a lot. They've had a whole day off, which is something that we really haven't seen in CS:GO before, just having that break day. So they should have been having some time to look at all the Na'Vi demos and think about how to play this game. They gotta expect more of themselves, and I bet they do. Edward somehow surviving, and it's just a really weird battle going on up there. Guardian looking for the last second kill here as the round turns. Na'Vi are gonna be up 7-3.
Did Guardian just try and kill that chicken?
I don't know.
Edward, he survives in game and he survives in real life. I thought he'd have a heart attack there for a second. He was just mad spray, like not expecting that guy to be in that corner whatsoever. But it will be the tactical timeout here for Tyloo. And well, as far as Tyloo are concerned, at this point, I mean, it's an uphill battle for Tyloo, not only because they lack the experience in these sorts of situations, but they're having to make plays because they're so low on utility every round. They've only had a couple rounds now where they've had full nades across the board and can play their game off of that with the flashes, the smokes, the incendiaries to buy time versus Na'Vi. After that, when you're low on those nades, you feel like you have to be the one to come through and make the play. You have to take a risk. So whether it's behind a single flash and you go through, Kappa Pride, or...
Sadokist Henry, you're more right than you know.
Yeah, it's just not working for Tyloo because they have such low economy. And Na'Vi, of course, they know how to take full advantage of that.
Man, I mean, it is tough, and they did say in the pre-game sort of the trailer that we were playing, they weren't afraid of Na'Vi, and that's a good attitude to have. You can't obviously go in and play a game like this if you're going to be scared of Guardian in the middle like that. But once he starts to get those kind of openings, I mean, maybe it is worth it to play just a little bit more relaxed. You know anyway that Na'Vi are going to be super slow, so why not wait it out? Don't use the grenade so early on, and don't let them get any of those early picks, because once they do, they're able to make these rotations that they've been doing a lot right now, and they will simply get you into a bad setup, which they have done a couple of times already. So I'd say maybe a little bit less of a challenge for Tyloo's side. Try and play it a bit more defensively and see if you can give Na'Vi enough rope to hang themselves with.
Yeah, this is going to be a test of nerves. And also, I mean, of individual skill, Fancy got a lot of attention on the desk, coming into this match because he's the one, he's been leading the charge for this team, it seems, as far as individual skill is concerned. But right now, he's not really showing up in this match, only sitting on 4 kills.
Fancy, but it was somebody who was also playing extremely well, so I don't know. I feel like it's going to be tricky for Fancy to... They are obviously going to need more than just that.
But when you don't have the nades to make your plays easier, right? To set the flashes up, to get those cross peaks going, you need to actually be able to just come through on an individual level at that point. You need to be landing your shots and winning your duels straight up in just a straight up fashion. So that's where you need these kinds of players to just start waking up and winning those duels, because otherwise it's going to be so difficult here for Tyloo. As Na'Vi, once again, full bot, Guardian with the AWP, and a lot of action A.
He's just walking up into the hallways. I mean, he's got a little bit of backup, but imagine what a dangerous position this is with a sniper rifle. If anyone comes around the corner and you miss the shot, that could be it. They are already in control of the apartments here. Bit of a grenade to buy some time. Guardian looking for that opening. Look how confident he is. Not afraid at all that someone might be running close. It's going to be Mo walking right into that shot. Flamey. The backup there in the apartment, somebody trying to dodge through the smoke, but now they're trying to hunt him down. They're just so confident in what they're doing, and Guardian to pick up that kill. Wow.
Sees is in position to catch out DD if he wants to come through there. Through that smoke, DD just trying to play it safe at this point. 2 players alive here for Tyloo on the A site. After losing 2, this is where it gets tricky. Na'Vi now, of course, going to make use of their nade advantage, just chucking those Molotovs all over the place so they don't have to worry about some of the angles. And Edward wraps around on Arch. Nobody there to watch. Fancy doesn't even know what hit him. Attacker going to do the best that he can. He gets 2 kills, but it's just not enough. 3 players alive here for Na'Vi. Bomb plant will happen, and now it's all on DD. And yeah, DD hasn't been having too much luck over on that B site right now, so it seems like he may be just wanting to set up. See if he can't catch an extra kill here on Na'Vi, even though Na'Vi have mad money right now. As you guys can see, Seized is sitting on nearly 14K, so no problem at all for Na'Vi to rebuy. It's more important for him to just hold on to his FAMAS at this point. But just look at the setup. Like Na'Vi, it's so well thought out. Guardian, I mean, that round just sums up Na'Vi. Guardian, you can see him darting all over the place. He's got full freedom to move around wherever he wants to take the pick. The team is going to move around him. And then you always have that rifle to back him up. So what happened there is that Guardian, he starts running away in the apartments. He makes the noise, and that just leaves Flamey waiting to see if anybody's going to take the bait and peek into Boiler. Everywhere Guardian goes, there's a rifle there to watch behind him. And so just Na'Vi, they're just prepared every step of the way when it's around Guardian looking for that opening pick.
But you also see how they run into somebody in that smoke, and no one is afraid to challenge him, right? They're not thinking, oh, wait a minute, we've got to be careful that someone else might be joining him. There might be a flash or anything. They're just supremely confident right now. We should point out as well that we're talking about Na'Vi and Inferno. They do have, I think, sort of a specialty that sometimes get a bit overlooked, but Edward is such a strong player on this map, it's ridiculous. It's almost like if you're going to be playing Na'Vi, you have to take into account that just how good Edward is at playing Inferno. It seems like he always shows up. It's going to be a good kill. The AK is saved from somebody so far, so it's not such a bad job. Guardian going to go for the peek there, almost gets him as well. Not afraid to take the challenge, and second time around will be the jackpot. So Mo, kill unseized, reloading and the knife out. Zeus going to take care of that. They lose more than they should that round, Na'Vi, but I really don't think they care any longer.
No, they're perfectly fine at this point. Look at that. I mean, Guardian, his play there just speaks for it. He just doesn't care. He's going to peek all day long, hunt for the kills. He doesn't care if he drops his op. And when Na'Vi have full control of the situation, once they figure out that there's only pistols waiting for them, they're going to be moving around the map, aggressively looking for duels. It's just a no-fear approach from Na'Vi that's just there. It's designed to just completely crush Tyloo's confidence. This is now all or nothing for Tyloo again. They just keep losing these key rounds. But this time around, they actually have the nades on their team to make things better for themselves. Well, Na'Vi, they just go straight default. Though this time around, they do manage to get early banana control, which is nice for Na'Vi. They have the nades to clear it out as well, and they're just going to take it over straight up. Mo waiting, and he gets the first pick onto Flamey. Despite the bait being there, his teammate jumping over his shoulder, Edward, trying to draw that first shot. Flamey's going to take the bullet instead, and now Tyloo actually have something to work with here. They have that man advantage. So it's up to Na'Vi now with 1:10 left on this clock to figure out where they need to go. And it does look like they're going to gather up in the B site. That's usually where you want to take the fight if you're down a man on the T side Inferno. Usually only 2 people waiting for you on this site, so it's a little bit more of a fair fight. If you're going to that A site, you're again dealing with a 3-man full setup, and that can be risky. So Guardian, of course, leading the charge, and Guardian, of course, landing the opening kill, and Fancy just trying to do something. Nice flash, buys him a little bit of time. Now it's all about that retake coming through. They need to get that bomb down, and somebody catches C's just going ultra aggressive into CT.
Still got the man advantage here. Going to be a nice shot from Mo to take down Edward. Zeus and Guardian left, but the bomb is planted. And Tyloo, the retakes for them have not been working out so far. This time, it simply has to work. There's the outer rounds here to play with. Zeus doing a lot of damage already. They got to be careful. That AK chewing them up. Pistols out as well, but they will get the kill. Fancy picking it up now. Guardian left alone. He takes one, still 2 left. Another one coming through. Guardian looking for the shot, but he can't quite get it. It's a triple kill, but the bomb, how far ticked is it? They do have the kit. They will be able to get the round. Tyloo, finally it works. But you see just how dangerous Guardian is. Even in that corner, even when they know he's there, and in a 1-on-3.
It's just 1 HP left on somebody as well. But when Guardian gets into this rhythm, this is where he really takes off.
I'm noticing a pattern now of, you see how Guardian is just allowed to creep in. He's actually just hocking the wall and walking in to bomb sites and picking up kills. How are they letting him do that? That means they're giving him too much space to work with one way or another. And they certainly don't have a trap. Well, there's one way of taking care of business. Edward going to be going down. Mo taking the fight early on. And Guardian, I think he saw that maybe as a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, we saw Mo do this in the group stage. Somebody's going to find Guardian trying to peek through that smoke. Guardian trying to bring it back before it gets out of control. But Na'Vi now, they're going to have to slow things down here. Mo needs to be careful. He does not want to give back that advantage that he managed to pick up for his team to begin with. This is all about confidence. He's just trying to make the plays, but there's somebody on short and Fancy actually with the crossfire. Backstab from Arch will be there to stop things before it gets out of control. But we saw Mo going for these kinds of plays on Inferno versus Luminosity, just peeking out, no fear, hungry to get those opening kills. Once again, he manages to make it work for his team, and that's the kind of stuff that's actually going to get Tyloo back into this game. If they can go out there, aggressively hunt for the frags, just play their game. And their game, I mean, Mo's game revolves around going for peaks in mid, being aggressive and looking for those opening shots. And once again, he's going to do straight up. Doesn't care if Guardian's waiting over there from an op. He needs to just focus on, playing his own shot, even though it's going to cost him this time. He was hungry.
It's always going to be a risk if you try and do that. They do have the other AWP on Fancy still. That was over by the B-bomb side, and Na'Vi will have heard that shot ring out as well, so they know that it's going to be there. Somebody sneaking up, and look how close it is to him actually catching the player down in apps. Leg shot coming through, but Guardian survives and gets the kill. He's found the bomb at least, somebody, so this would be, even though he's obviously going to be able to get, probably should be able to get a kill on one person, it's hard for him to win the round from this position anyway. He's so isolated from his team, and they've picked up the bomb and run away with it, so in spite of seeing it, they're not going to be able to capitalize on it. Attacker going to get caught as well. That maybe have been their one chance if they could have sort of isolated the bomb there and played around it. Not going to happen.
Going into underpass there, it just allowed for them to get past, pick up that bomb for free. You need to keep eyes on that bomb. It's just the timing doesn't work out for him. Every step of the way, he could have picked off Flamey to start. That would have been big. But then Na'Vi would have been alerted to his presence. Not dropping that bomb makes all the difference as well. DD is going to be able to win versus Guardian, but again, it's a 1v4 for him. He's hoping to be able to pick up an op perhaps, but it's just not going to happen. 10-5, the final score at the end of this first half, and Na'Vi, they just completely run away.
Well, it's also just that if he stays by the hay cart and tries to take, I mean, that's an awful position to try and defend the bomb from, right? They could come from 3 or 4 different angles, so
it's a tough spot.
He kind of has to move somewhere. I guess it's hard to make that call, but 10-5, obviously nowhere near good enough here for the Tyloo team. It was after such a good start, winning the pistol round in a nice fashion and following up with another 2 rounds, but Na'Vi just took over in style as we maybe could have expected. Now, is it going to be different on the second half? Again, I think some of the specialist players they have, Guardian being one, but I always think of Edward on this map, sort of one of the really tough Inferno players. I think it's going to be hard to knock him out of the game here on the second half.
Like, we'll have to bring up the stats at the end, basically. You know, this duel between Guardian and Mo and who keeps coming out ahead. Because again, it's going to be coming down to who picks up this pistol, who gets the op first, if Guardian's going to prioritize the op, if Na'Vi actually lose it, or will he just go straight force buy, which we've seen him do in the past plenty of times where he just goes deagle, doesn't even care about getting that AWP first off, he'll just go for the rifle instead. I mean, he can be so dangerous with it going into the first buy round, but this is the pistol round now. 5 rounds on the board for Tyloo, 10 for Na'Vi. Na'Vi now on that CT side, and a similar approach here, actually, for Na'Vi. They do have 3 players on A, but they're just going to be wrapping straight into Banana, and this could be a... Whoa, not a catastrophe, because Fancy, he's actually watching his back. He makes sure that Zeus can't get in there.
That's a fantastic first kill. They have so much time left. They don't have to commit to anything. Right now, it's a 2-2 setup for Na'Vi. So wherever Tyloo go, they should be able to get a really good trade in. They do also have Tech 9 and Armor on DD. They're just waiting patiently. They might just be rewarded for it here. Gonna go and look for the peek there, but almost gets caught. Mo, not quite able to get the refrag, but some information being given here to Na'Vi that they could maybe try and play around, but they're still sticking over at B, even though they did spot or heard 2 people outside there. Guardian missing the shot. This is so close. He's going to go back and look inside the hallway and going to find 4 people here looking for the headshot. He's going to get the one, looking for a bit more. How is this? Oh, he fails his step. That's going to be awful. Somebody picking up Edward, and now it's down to Seized and Flamey.
He nearly made it. He nearly made it out. That would have been so sick. Instead, it's now down to Seized. The bomb has been planted, so the retake comes through. Seized has got the kit. Flamey only with that CZ. Not ideal. He can be running low on bullets. Seized is going to catch the man lurking in second mid, looking for that backstab, and there it is. Fancy. Gone. Flamey trying to do the best that he can, dancing around the door jam. Will he actually be able to make it alive? No, he will not. Seized is there to try and support, but it's not going to happen. Flamey will find the refrag, but again, so little time left for him to play with. He picks up the kit, and he's going to run out. He's going to be able to make it out of here in time. Tyloo with the punish on Na'Vi's over-aggressive push down mid. That's Zeus getting caught out completely, and they actually managed to bring it back after that. Guardian only getting the 1 kill. Well, I mean, at least Guardian, he was just like, actually, I will not allow you to kill me. I will kill myself first.
Yeah, what a strange round. And if they hadn't caught Zeus early on then, that would have been a really strange round, but it does work out. That buys them just, I mean, a bit of a foothold in the early stages of the first half here. What a way to go. It's going to be the 17th round coming up. Mo looking to flash up at Banana just to get a little bit of control early on, but 3 C-set 75 and armor in play for Na'Vi. You've got to be worried. They are definitely very good at playing with these pistols as well.
Edward in particular, man. For the longest time, he's had a sick reputation as a pistol player. Able to do damage with, well, pretty much any gun you give him. But Na'Vi are going for the gamble in this round right now, at least at the beginning. They're not showing themselves too much in Banana. That's Seized holding very passively. And instead, they've decided to stack 4 players on the A side. So Seized, he's just going to go for these shoulder peeks. Still has that smoke to put down. So he's hoping to just be able to spot them coming up the columns and get that smoke down to block them off if Tyloo try and commit to the B site. But it doesn't seem like Tyloo are interested in taking the fight up here quite yet. Instead, it's going to be Guardian with the peek in the mid. And what a clever spot from somebody. He's actually posted up on the lamppost. And Seized is going to get caught. That is it. The B site is wide open now for business. Tyloo able to just power forward. And they will get that bomb plant. No problem at all. Now Na'Vi, it's almost like just back off and save the gear for the next round.
Yeah. Which is actually sort of an advantage of this kind of setup. Either they go A and you have a great round, or they don't and you get one more chance of doing it another time, essentially. So not too bad, really. Maybe even getting a Galil out of it here. Fancy caught looking the wrong way. And he's going to be going down. So, yeah, free Galil for them.
That's a little silly to be putting your rifle player out there, though. Small details here for Tyloo, but you buy 3 rifles. You want to save the 3 rifles. Send out Attacker or Mo out there with the MAC-10s. You don't care if Na'Vi pick up a MAC-10 in the next round. But having that Galil could actually come back to bite them. If it's in the right place at the right time for Na'Vi, they certainly have players who can make good use of it. So that's a little frustrating, actually, for Tyloo. They might feel a little miffed about that.
Zeus posting up as the god of the chicken coop here. Not too bad. Defending what's his. We'll see. I mean, it's such a long way back into this game, but if they win that crucial 4th round, where Na'Vi actually have rifles, that's where things get a bit interesting. That would certainly make this match suddenly very curious again. 7 to 10 here, moving into the 18th round. And we do have that one Galil and a Molotov on Zeus.
And again, Guardian hunting in mid with the Deeg. We know that he can find those headshots. Well, there you go. We know that he can find those headshots. Somebody knows it now, too.
What a peek.
Wrecked. And well, Edward now, he's going to be dancing around. This is still solid for Na'Vi with the 2 players alive on this A site. And actually, Tyloo gearing up to go out right through the perfect spot. That's exactly where Edward would want them to go, but Tyloo, they aren't biting just yet. They aren't going to commit. They have picked up the AK off the dead corpse of somebody, so now they have a little bit more firepower to bring to the fray. Look at this clever spot here, actually, from Na'Vi. Double stacked behind the sandbags. This is all on Zeus. Seized is going to bait him out. If they were to come up the top Banana, this could get nasty.
And buying a little bit of time with the Molotov. They do have the Galil up here as well. Could be a very cool setup. There is no Molotov to check the corner with either, so he's going to be quite safe there. And you're right, C's going to sacrifice himself. He even gets a kill and falls back there. Are they going to check it twice? There's the 1 kill coming in, and they feel like it's already done. Oh, no. Zeus, here comes the Galil. He's going to get the 1 kill, keeps spraying, but he goes down. Could have had way more out of that round, and it's still a 2-on-3. And the bomb is about to be planted, but that was such a mind game being played by Na'Vi and Tyloo. A reminder that they can take nothing for granted. Now they're both hiding behind new boxes. That's not always an advantage. They try for the boost looking over the box, but they're going to lose Fancy. And Attacker's here. Can he actually switch out for the AK? Can't. Going to go down to Edward. And that would be Na'Vi picking up a very important round.
Yeah, that was a sexy play from Na'Vi. And Zeus, you could tell he was getting just a little bit greedy, waiting to see if they were going to go by. He nearly had them setting up the nades. It was just off, just a fraction of a second off for it to be this glorious play where he sprays down both players for Tyloo, and Tyloo just would have all fallen apart. But they do succeed in getting the retake. That's what's the risk of going for that double boost behind, or for that boost behind new boxes as well, as that instantly tells Na'Vi where both players are. There's 2 players left alive. That guy shouldn't be able to get up to that spot without somebody standing beneath him. Easy. You just made our jobs easy in this retake. No element of surprise to take advantage of there for Tyloo, unfortunately for them. So they get shut down by Na'Vi around early, and now Na'Vi, they have 11 on the board, and they have all the money. And Guardian, he's out hunting with the AWP, and he misses the flick. Now that is a shot that Guardian does not miss.
Somehow went right between 2 players, and look at Tyloo, they don't miss the opportunity either. There's almost no delay between getting that kill and the team deciding to actually just run straight for it, and that's very good Boost coming up to look over the smoke for Na'Vi. It's a very clever play, but they've already managed to make their way through. They are putting down the bomb, and Na'Vi have got to decide, do they really want to fight this? This is a little bit scary. If they don't get a kill within the first 10 seconds here, they probably should fall back and just save the rifles, because they don't really have enough money. They did win off of sort of an eco round, but still, they got to be very careful, and they are going to make it out. Simply not worth it.
Yeah, putting their own smoke down as well. Great use of the flashes there by Tyloo to just continuously, blank out Na'Vi. And yeah, that is the correct play for Na'Vi to do. Back off, reset, hold on to the 4 rifles. And, well, Edward has enough money to drop an AWP for Guardian in the next round, so it should be fine in the end.
Now, you got to wonder how many of those rounds are Na'Vi going to give you, right? You got to cherish them when you got them, because...
Well, how many times is Guardian going to miss that flick? And that's where you start wondering, his wrists. It's like, yes, okay, he got approved to play here, but that just feels like a shot that Guardian would never miss. Like, he's going to hit that all day.
That wasn't even like one way he had to use his wrist, right? He just had to click his mouse at the right time. He was aimed dead at them, so, he just, I don't know, could have used his space bar and fire with it, it would have been fine.
Maybe, just caught looking at the minimap at the wrong time, something along those lines, who knows. Guardian falling through there for Na'Vi. And so 8 rounds on the board for Tyloo, 11 for Na'Vi. And while Na'Vi, they get reset a little bit there. And Tyloo, instead of just going towards the banana, obviously they've managed to go for the low smoke here, Na'Vi, so they've got good banana control for quite some time. Oh, the peek, and Edward doesn't give it away. Spots out one at least, and now there's some info. They're going to walk right into it. Guardian, perfect shot there. Gets the follow-up as well. The timing couldn't be better. And it's all on the pace, and he might even be able to pick up the first one through as well, but that's Zeus peeking out from the pit. Edward hits the headshot onto Fancy. 2 players in pit. Guardian is there, and it's 4 players rotated over here for Na'Vi onto this A side. So at this point, it's completely fallen apart here for Tyloo in this round. This time around, Guardian doesn't miss.
No, and they sort of lined up to see if they could get that kill. Nice peek from Mo, actually. Gonna be taking down Guardian. Zeus up in a bit of a tricky spot. Edward, he could have easily gone down if Mo gets that kill. The grenade follow. Oh, he's gonna dunk him! Edward gonna be out of the round, and look at Mo jumping in. He hits the shot on Zeus as well. What a fantastic play coming out. Mo, he has to do the rest as well. 30 seconds, he's gonna go for the peeky. Fake the bomb plan once, but he scopes away just at the wrong time. Now he peeks it, and Seized is there to take him out. It looked like they could have brought that round back. This Tyloo team is not to be underestimated.
No, now you're learning that.
They should have never had any foothold in that round.
Especially after the start from Guardian. 2 easy kills for him up in apartments. You got to love the detail there from Edward. He just peeks out, doesn't give up his position, doesn't tell Tyloo that they've been found out. And so Tyloo, they just kind of expect to walk in there for free and maybe catch somebody looking the wrong way. They walked right into the trap, and Na'Vi, now they've got all the guns. Tyloo able to actually force buy behind that, so still not out of it yet. But if they lose this round, it's going to get difficult. Mo, though, is going to duel Guardian in mid, and again, he's managing to win that duel. So Tyloo again with the opening pick in the round.
But it really feels like a lot could be taken away from that earlier comment that Tyloo were making. We're not afraid of them. They're not playing like a team that's scared of Na'Vi right now. You have to... it's so easy to say. It's so hard to do. When you're on a stage like this, it's very difficult. You know Na'Vi is one of the best teams in the world, and suddenly that fear starts to creep in. It doesn't seem to be happening right now. They're taking these fights. They keep challenging, and they're winning a significant number of them. There's only a 4-round gap here. And Na'Vi obviously are in the lead, but their economy is not that strong. If Seized doesn't get a bunch of kills here, he's going to miss every single player. How is it even possible? Looked like even without the scope, he should have been able to hit at least one of them. He falls back to another angle here. Behind New Box's backup is coming in, but he finally gets that kill on somebody. And now, look at the rotation happening here. Tyloo should be making their way out. That's a great shot coming out of DD. Takes down Seized. And now it's 3 versus 4. Mo realizing that there's nobody left here. Just Edward. Can they make the rotation back? They're not even going to do it. They're going to try for the bomb plant here at the site. 2 versus 3. And Flamey starting to creep in towards Coils, looking for the opening shot. Backup is miles away. Edward only now making his way into CT spawn. They're not realizing Flamey's here. He's looking for a free kill on someone. He's almost found it, but not quite. He's going to go and get the first kill, and look, turns around for the spray. Not going to happen. Attacker will take him down, and Edward, very low on health. He gets the first kill. Looks for the second battle, but it's not going to happen. Fancy will be dropping him, and Tyloo picking up a 9th round for themselves. And what does that do to Na'Vi's economy? You got to wonder.
I was going to start wrecking it as what, but speaking of wrecked, was that a jumping AK shot from DD? How?
Ridiculous.
How? What is that? Yeah, I mean, that's basically what the whole round boils down to. Because he plays it perfectly, falls back, stays alive, has a proper angle, just a jumping AK headshot to wreck everything. Sees though, he's pissed off by that. He managed to pick up one. Guardian nearly picks up another as well. Attacker gets dropped down low, and there's a fourth guy here. They will be able to clean him out eventually, but now the fifth guy is rotated, and Edward is back. He's looking for another one. He hits another headshot. But Tyloo, they weather the storm of bullets, and they will be able to get that anti-eco going for themselves. So another round on the board here for Tyloo. And Na'Vi, they should be able to buy after that round of eco, but what? I'm still shocked that DD hitting just a jumping headshot, AK over the boxes, straight onto seized.
I mean, that play could have only been better if he had paused for a moment and then typed a little smiley.
No.
Typed a little smiley in the chat, you know, just a little, yeah, I'm ready.
I just imagine in Twitch chat it was like full Cali right there, back shot.
Probably. Well, 5 AKs in the play, smoke coming out there, Guardian almost lining them up, but it's going to be Edward to spray down and get the refrag. And a favorable trade coming through. Edward shooting him in the back, actually running around him. How is he not getting that kill? Now Zeus wants to follow up. Max 7 and he's charging in it. They're not hearing it somehow. Zeus picking up 2 kills and Mo alone ends up dropping. It was a Counter-Strike circus come to town.
What the hell is that round? Yeah, what happened? That's the USP, basically. I mean, the silencer just darting all over the place. The fact that Zeus manages to pick up this kill on a fancy as well, on top of somebody not communicating, perhaps, that the man is up in apartments. By the way, there's a guy with a shotgun in here. Maybe we should deal with that. That's just one of those rounds you have to write off if you're Tyloo. That might break them, though. But, yeah, Na'Vi picking up yet another crucial round. Double nades to bottom banana, but Tyloo holding passive across the map at this point, slowly working their way up to apartments again. And this is a force buy from Tyloo. Everything to stop Na'Vi from getting up onto that 14th round. But if they lose this round, Tyloo, this is where Na'Vi, they have all the control to just close out this first map. So Attacker turning away from that flash just in time. And so now, well, Edward might have an idea that they're up in apartments, but they've been very thorough taking over apartments round after round, Tyloo. So Na'Vi, they should be playing off of that fact. And they have 2 players waiting at Arch as well. So they do have lines onto mid and onto Boiler and Guardian. What is he doing? Oh, clever play here, Zeus. Once again, Na'Vi, they're showing that they're really willing to go for these big boost plays to look over the smokes. But that body block, detonate, what? And it does literally no damage. Again, CSGO.
I have no idea how that works. He's going to get that spray down. It looked like that grenade was dead on. Must have been caught somehow by the corner. It's going to be DD picking up a refrag at least on Guardian, which is very important at this point in time. Got 45 seconds still on the clock here. Tyloo making movements like they want to get back into that B bomb site, which you can't really blame them for. How much are they going to try and commit to it here? They still have one person. They did this earlier where Mo was waiting with the AWP. And it's going to be DD going down this time. Molotov goes up with 20 seconds. This is a very nice play coming out of Na'Vi. It's going to be tough for Tyloo. Have the grenades. They're trying to push through up on coils and Flamey behind the new boxes here. It's a tight defense from Na'Vi. They need a kill right here and now. 10 seconds left for the Chinese. Seized. Flamey picking one up, and that's going to be the end kill. Fancy going down. And Na'Vi pushing their way now to 14 rounds. They are slowly but surely choking Tyloo out of this first map.
And Tyloo putting up a fight every step of the way, but you can start to see when the miscommunication comes through, double smoke into CT, for example, instead of having a smoke for coils, you know, they're down the nades. And those are just the small details where it's just like, okay, you can start to see that they're starting to fray at the edges here. Whereas Na'Vi now, I mean, they have to know that they've got this in the bag at this point. It's their match to throw. Because this is a force buy from Tyloo. Pistols, nades, and they're just running straight up to Flamey, who's going to annihilate the first man through. That drops the bomb at his feet, gets the second, then the third. Seized is there to back him. But somebody, he's only got the 20 HP left, and that bomb, it's just in the horrible place for him. He's not going to be able to step out here and get the job done. 6 HP left on Seized. A solid defense on the B side for Na'Vi. Everything going according to plan for them. And Na'Vi now on map point for this first map in the best of 3.
And you think about how many of the rounds early on, after the first 3 in the first half, how many of them were down to sort of a 2v2 or a 1v1? It is sort of stunning that Tyloo were even this close, but if you just look through, I mean, later on it was a little bit different, but so many of them are very, very close in the first half. Tyloo maybe could have done more damage earlier on, but now it really feels like it's too late in the game here. They just have pistols and armor. A lot of grenades, though, and Na'Vi, they're feeling quite confident. Guardian to pick up another opening frag there. Fancy going to be going down. DD charging through, though. They might be catching Edward here as well. He's not really hitting these shots, but Guardian there to help out. Edward picking up another kill. Great teamwork, a great crossfire. And Na'Vi surely going to take this first map here. Somebody alone with the Tech 9. It's been a tough game already, but don't think he can break this one through. Looking for the shot on Guardian, and he's going to be successful. Those are the first two, but the rest are rotating in here. Na'Vi's so confident in it, and it will be 16-10 as Na'Vi take Inferno in the first game of the quarterfinals here at DreamHack Masters.
And this was Tyloo's map pick as well. This is their big chance to start off strong in this best of three, to pick up an edge over Na'Vi and force it to 3 maps. But now that Na'Vi, they got over the hurdle of Inferno, where they are a little shaky right now, they're going to be going in to close out this series on the second map, which is going to be their pick as well. So this is going to be a bit brutal here for Tyloo. Hello, everybody.
There we go.
But at least they were able to put up a fight. They didn't just get railroaded, because it looked like it was totally possible there at the beginning of that first half when Na'Vi put 5 rounds in a row together on T-side. It's just like you're starting to think, like, here we go. Tyloo, you know, are they just going to get smashed out now that they made it out of the groups? That was their goal coming into this tournament. They wanted to make it out of the groups. You know, once they attained that goal, did that fire go out of them? But Tyloo, at least, you know, they lived up to, you know, the dragon logo.
I definitely don't think the fire went out of them. I think they played really, again, if some of those rounds, like the first sort of 6 rounds after the initial pistol battle, that could have gone their way. We could have been looking at like a 7-2 scoreline favoring Tyloo when we were in the 9th round. That could have definitely been possible. But I mean, Na'Vi, this is the thing, right? When it comes to clutches, when it comes to opening the rounds, they're so strong. Tyloo actually, a lot of the rounds, they ended up sort of trying to fight back with Attacker picking up, you know, 2 or 3 kills, something like that. Definitely wouldn't say that. I'm quite impressed they made it that far. There's a very impressive scoreline for a new team like this. But we do have a commercial break. When we get back in, we're going to be map 2, so stay with us.